Hi whales, penguins and dolphins. Welcome back to another art session. So today is Wednesday and we are going to make a basket. Now, itchy eye. Now this basket is going to be used for a scavenger hunt. Because our theme is camping, I want you to challenge yourself to scavenger hunt inside and outside to see if you can find a few things that you can use to put into groups. So you can say maybe I want to find all the red little toys in my room, or I want to see how many flowers I can collect without taking all the flowers out of your garden, to see if you can pick up flowers rather than picking them off the actual plant. So we're gonna make something like this. Yours doesn't have to be as colorful, but you can see we're gonna put everything for our scavenger hunts in there. And because this is gonna be your basket, you can ask mommy and daddy to help you think of things to hunt for. Or you can make up your own lists. That's always fun. And then you can tell mommy and daddy to either film you so that they can send it to your teachers, or you can just tell them what groups you chose and why you chose them. 2 paper plates. They don't have to be white. They don't have to be the biggest plates. This is just what I had. You're gonna paint. You need your paintbrush and some paint. And because this is water paint, I have a little container with water. You're gonna need scissors. If you aren't sure if you want to cut, ask mommy and daddy to please help you cut. There's not a lot of cutting. There's at least only one thing to cut, parents, so don't worry about it too much. And then a punch. If you don't have a punch, scissors work just as well, to just make a little hole. So parents, please do this step. We don't want to injure any fingers, especially if you are using the scissors. And then I have some ribbon, but if you want to use some string or some wool or an old shoelace or an old inside hoodie lace thing, I think it's just called a hoodie lace. Whatever you have, please use that. Don't go and buy anything, especially during this lockdown. So rather use what you have. Okay. Oh, and some glue, of course. I'm just using Bostik. Prit works as well, but rather, if you can, try and use a little bit stronger. And liquid works well, especially because of what we're going to do. Now there is a second step to this art project, which I'll explain once we get to that step. Okay, so step number 1. Take your paper plates and you're gonna cut. If you see, we get to that step. Okay, so step number 1. Take your paper plates and you're gonna cut. If you see on the outside of your paper plate there are little lines, so try and go on the inside of your first line, so not your border, just so that there's a nice big opening so you can put your things in. It's about this size. Oh, well, I can't really use my fingers because yours aren't the same. But just enough space so there's a little bit at the top open. Let's not wet the ribbon. Okay, now that you've done that, please throw this away. Then you're gonna put your glue on the inside ridges. Rather use the one you cut so that you know exactly where to put the glue in, so you don't waste any glue. So you're just gonna put it on the outside of your paper plate, the outer edges. Obviously, if you want to sing songs while you're doing it, please feel free to do so. Or if you are like me and just make random sounds while you're busy, that's also fun to do. Okay, and then you're gonna stick it. Make sure to put it so that it's nice and stuck. And there you go. I'm kidding, we're not done. Okay, now you're gonna ask mommy and daddy as soon as it's a little more dry, especially if you're using the scissors. Wait for it to be completely dry so that it doesn't separate. I'm going to use your punch. Make sure that there is I don't know what I'm saying. Just make sure that when you do punch, that you actually punch a nice hole where you can put the ribbon through. On the one I made here, I didn't do that on the first punch, so there was just empty space. So just be careful. If you do make the mistake I did, just make another hole. It doesn't really matter where the holes are. See? Don't try not to do that, because then you can't not punch your hole through. Put your ribbon through. Okay, so now you're going to put your ribbon through. I want especially the dolphins and the whales to do this, and the penguins to try. To thread your ribbon through. You don't have to make the knot, but my whales, please try and make a knot. Otherwise, ask mommy and daddy to just make a nice knot so that you can carry around your basket. Sometimes it's tricky, especially if you have ribbon like this, which is very slippery. And then, you know, you give up a little bit like me and don't make a second knot, it's fine. If your knots do come undone, it's fine, just, you know, tie it again. Doesn't matter. It's your basket. You can do that. Okay. Now that you've tied it, let me just make some space. We are going to get painting. Now for this one I chose stripes. You can obviously do one solid color and a pattern on top. So we can do maybe blue all the way. Or, oops. Make your whole thing blue. Now this does take a while, so you're more than welcome to keep watching the video while I paint and say a few mindless things. Or you can, you know, just skip to the next step. That's also fine. As long as you have fun with your video and making your basket. That is all that matters. Now, unfortunately, this isn't the nicest paintbrush, so it does take quite a while for me to paint with this. Sometimes, you know, you just do what you gotta do. And if that's the paintbrush you have, you just, you know, try your best. Now remember, when we are painting, use the hand that you are most comfortable with. And then, to make it easier so that it doesn't, you know, keep moving, hold on to it with the hand that you don't use to paint with. If you are left-handed, you're going to use your right hand to hold your basket. This is going to take a while. A very long while, if I do say so myself. So, parents, moms, this is a great hack. If you have an old makeup brush that you're not going to use much anymore, it works very well as a paintbrush, especially if you want, you know, if you just want a big brush. It does make it a little bit difficult with this paint palette. That's fine, you can just clean it. Now because this is, oops, if you do, oh you can't see that, so if you do accidentally paint on your table, just tell mommy you accidentally painted on her table, and that you will clean it with a cloth, if she will just help you get a cloth with some soapy water. Okay. The aim is to make your colors nice and dark, especially because it is a brownish background that you are working with. So it's not quite the nicest blue yet. So we're just going to keep painting until it's the nice blue that we want. If you have a different kind of paint that paints a lot better than my paint, you obviously are going to do this a lot faster than me, so then please skip to the next step when you get there. And have fun. Okay, I'm happy with that blue, but now I want a pattern. And as you all know, really likes the polka dots. So I'm going to do purple and green polka dots. Now your paint doesn't have to be dry. You can paint over each other or over the colors. And you can just have fun. If you want to paint a truck, you know, paint it on the back rather, because you're gonna do, as you saw on my one, we're gonna make it a nature basket with some things from nature. So try and make the front a pattern, and if you don't want to, like I didn't put any leaves and flowers on the back, I wanted to keep it nice and colourful, then the back is the perfect place for you to draw or paint a picture that you like. So you can draw a butterfly, or not draw, you can paint your butterfly, a truck, an insect, your favorite animal. Spiders are pretty cool to draw because it's just a circle with 8 legs. That's not coming out very dark, but it's okay. We'll just make it darker by adding more paint. We have come to the exciting step where you have to wait for your paint to dry. But now we're not just gonna sit here and wait for our paint to dry, because that's just boring. Hey, very boring. Okay, so you can blow on it, but that'll take forever. So what I recommend is you go and put it outside in the sun, and then you go into your garden and you go and collect a whole bunch of leaves, some flowers. If you see here, I got some white flowers, but I didn't have many of them, so I put them on this one, but it's fine. And you can take some grass, some long grass works very well. Some funky leaves, I have some round leaves, some some heart leaves, and some spiky leaves. This happens to be parsley. So if you want to know the names of some of the plants, you can ask mommy and daddy to help you with that, in case they know. If they don't know, it's okay. So now that you have your dry front of your basket and your leaves and your flowers, we're just going to have some fun with glue. So I'm just going to, oops. If you are using Prit, you can just put Prit all over your basket to make it easier when you are putting on your leaves, so that you don't have to just stick where you're putting the leaves, and you don't have to go back and re-stick your leaves because you missed one part and now the whole thing is falling off, which does happen, especially with plants, because they are quite soft. So now you're just going to take your flowers, you're going to camouflage. That's a word. It's where you hide who you are from your enemies or your predators. So chameleons do it, a lot of moths do it, and butterflies. Your stick insects do it. Who else does it? Can you think of what other animals hide or camouflage themselves from their enemies? Because I know a cheetah does. And even zebras. You wouldn't think so, but zebras do. Okay, so I want you to think of what other animals camouflage themselves. And maybe when you're camping and exploring and scavenger hunting, you can find a few things that camouflage themselves. Okay, now there's some strong glue. Okay, oops. And when you've done sticking, let's put one more here, and camouflaging the front, you can paint the back. Now you can paint the back any way you want. You can make a butterfly or a truck, like I said, or an insect. I think I'm gonna make a giant spider. Just because spiders might be scary, but they are actually very cool. If you want to know more about spiders, you know, you can try and find some in your scavenger hunt. Please don't take the spider and put it in your basket. Spider might just bite you. And some of them are a little bit venomous and you can get hurt. So please don't pick up spiders. But look for spiders and see if you can tell what color they are, if they're smooth or if they're hairy. Make sure they have 8 legs, because that's how you know it's a spider. Okay, so a spider only has 2 parts of a body. He has a body and a head. And then he has 8 legs. So we have 1 leg, 2. That's a little bit of an ugly leg, but it's okay. 2, 3. Make that one nicer. And make that one a little bit nicer as well. Okay, now we have 4 legs on one side, and now we need 4 on the other side. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Now what you can do to make your spider a little bit interesting is to put leaves around it so that it looks like it's chilling on a leaf, because we all know how we like to chill and relax, eh? So maybe you can make your spider relax. And now I'm gonna just quickly make some eyes. Now spiders are very interesting when it comes to their eyes, because some of them camouflage their eyes to look like other insects so that those insects will come to them, and then the spider can catch them in their web to eat them later, which I think is pretty cool. Some spiders who are not venomous can camouflage their body so that other spiders won't catch them and eat them. So those would be your rain spiders, because rain spiders aren't dangerous, but they are big and hairy and scary. But they're also pretty cool. And there are my eyes. And then I said, to make your spider a little bit interesting is to put leaves around it so that it looks like it's chilling on a leaf, because we all know how we like to chill and relax, eh? So maybe you can make your spider relax. And now I'm gonna just quickly make some eyes. Now spiders are very interesting when it comes to their eyes, because some of them camouflage their eyes to look like other insects so that those insects will come to them, and then the spider can catch them in their web to eat them later, which I think is pretty cool. Some spiders who are not venomous can camouflage their body so that other spiders won't catch them and eat them. So those would be your rain spiders, because rain spiders aren't dangerous, but they are big and hairy and scary. But they're also pretty cool. And there are my eyes. And then I said I'm gonna put some leaves around here. You obviously don't have to draw a spider. You can just make a nice pattern. You can make it the same pattern you did on the front. You can make a different pattern, or you can draw one of your favorite things, like I said. As long as you have fun and you make